Hello, I am Joe McDonald and this is Big Mac's Battle Blogs. And behind me you can see a flag that's basically like Jesus' Last Supper but with skeletons. I'd love to know what Ukrainian artist made that, and it's very cool. Feels appropriate. So today we're going to be talking about drone munitions and more specifically 3D printed bomb casings for drones. Now, at the start of the war, and as drone warfare developed, essentially we were dropping hand grenades or small hand grenade size munitions from things like a DJI Mavic. And at first, that you may have heard about the Fanta bomb, and I've seen them. I've seen bottles of Fanta and other soft drinks. I've seen beer cans. I've seen cans of Red Bull. One of the problems with them is it's all a little bit imprecise, and precision is good, always, in every job you do. And the other thing is they're not very robust, so they crumple, and that shock of impact can actually, if you haven't got an impact detonated bomb, it can, which is kind of the lowest grade, what you want is electronically detonated, it can damage the detonator. So 3D printing became popular, and you may have seen things like this. Now, this is actually a version that I asked to be altered slightly quite a while ago now, and the way I had it altered was, so there's a little thing that keeps in, there's spacers in between the shrapnel sleeve, and this means that you can basically, once you've put your bits of shrapnel in, you can pack these sections down with a little bit of paper, and this stops the shrapnel moving around as the bomb is suspended under the drone, which means it falls more accurately. And I'm sure you've all seen videos of things of about this size, is that this is this internal space is exactly the right size for one of the VOG 17 grenades from the Russian USSR automatic grenade launcher. Now, the problem with these is they're only any good for killing infantry. And if you're in a trench and one of these falls right on the edge of your trench, perhaps if it's stuck, if this is the edge of your trench and it's stuck over like that and you're right beneath it, perhaps it'll hurt you then. But if it's 6 inches back from the edge of your trench, the most it's going to do is give you a bit of a headache, So I decided, and now we don't really, some units are still using Mavics and DJI Phantoms, which you shouldn't use because they're very easy. The software hack that means they can't be seen on a DJI aeroscope is very unreliable. And, there's this charity that keeps giving Phantom 4s to people. And a while ago, they said to me, oh, it's really great that you respond to you're one of the most responsive and easy to deal with people, and I wouldn't take a Phantom 4 off them for bombing. And I said, well, I think the reason a lot of the Phantom 4 pilots don't get back to you is because they're dead, because those things aren't safe to use. But this charity that I used to work with still insists on sending them out. But anyway, I digress. Mostly these days we use FPVs to bomb, whether it's by kamikaze or by dropping the bomb. And we also use bigger drones. The term Baba Yaga actually refers to quite a few different sorts of heavier lift drone here in Ukraine. There might be one that's the official Baba Yaga, but basically everything that's a big drone is called a Baba Yaga, a big quadcopter style drone. So, right, I present to you the Mac Leonard, which is, as you can see, wimpy, 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 manly, manly, manly. And this is capable of holding And as again, we could, it's a bit dark that, but I think you should be able to see that we've got spacers to separate out the shrapnel and stop it from moving around inside the shrapnel sheath. And this internal space here will take about 1.2 kilograms of plastic explosives, which is a significant bang. And they're also really strong. Like I haven't got the photo, but I did because I've just changed phones. But this will punch about this far into sandy soil when dropped from 150 meters and not break, you know. So they've got enough smash to actually punch through a roof tile, you know, or to hit the ground really hard and not explode, not break, not, you know, risk damaging the munition itself before it's exploded. So I'm really pleased with them, and they've been used to good effect down here, and they've become so popular that several other units now want them, which I'm rather proud of. As you know, I might not have I didn't design it and I didn't make it, but I did come up with the design spec. I commissioned it, as you will. So, you know, that's all good. I've never really, you know, in the past when 3D printing first came out, I was not impressed. You know, there's a steel bridge they made in London, and there's a study being done on it to see how many people can walk over it, because it's only a footbridge, before it falls to pieces, because you cannot make good steel by essentially gluing many layers of tinfoil together. That's not how 3D printing works. And you see these like machines building houses in Africa, and it's like, well, you know, imagine the amount of work you've got to do to sieve the sand out and stuff, you know, so the nozzle won't clog, you know. And it's like, well, I think the Africans know what a mud brick is, and essentially you're just building a glorified mud brick house that probably isn't as strong. So you can't make good concrete using 3D printing, and you can't make good steel using 3D printing. But when it comes to things that work in plastic, you can. And the research and industry around different sorts of plastic is improving day by day. So actually, yeah, for the purpose of bomb casings, 3D printing really is the one. So there we go. Interesting stuff, or at least I think it is. Now, anyway, so it's goodbye from me, Joe McDonald at Big Max Battle Blogs, and as always to our Russian, Vatnik, and not wanting to sign up and join the army Ukrainian listeners, Idina Hoy Zalupa.